Welcome to the last session of Unit 6. In the previous session, that is session 5, we started with a lesson plan on electron affinity, but we did not finish, so we said we would continue in the next session, which is session 6. So this section is a continuation of lesson plan on electron affinity. Let's look at our objective. By the end of this session, you should be able to write a full-blown lesson plan on any topic from the SHS chemistry syllabus. Remember, in session 5, we started a lesson plan with 2 objectives. We didn't finish, but then we covered the first objective as our content development step 1, and we said we would continue the step 2, that is the second objective, in the next session. So we are starting with session 6 here with the second objective of the lesson plan. Alright, so we continue with the teacher activity and the student activity. Teacher discusses variation of electron affinity down a group with students. Then, teacher shows atomic structures of some elements in the same group as shown below to students. What are students to do? Students are going to observe these structures that you are showing to them, because you're going to follow them up with questions. Once again, try to direct student thinking. The very observations you want them to make, try to at least give them a clue. Okay, so we have shown structures to students and they have made their observations. So these are the questions that we are going to ask them. What do you observe between sodium atom and sodium ion from their atomic structures? And then we expect this response over here, as sodium ion has 1 electron and 1 shell less than sodium atom. We follow up with these 3 other questions, and then we expect these responses also from students. Alright, so after that, what do? We provide the major ideas for content development step 2. What are students to write and take home? We write these things for them, and you may consider writing this on the board boldly for them to write rather than dictating to them. We have already looked at issues associated with dictating notes, and so it is not encouraged. Write it for them to go home with. Having finished with the content development step 2, since we had just 2 objectives, we underline it neatly and then continue with the next component, which is evaluation. So we evaluate the lesson, and for all our evaluation questions, they should reflect our objectives. Teacher uses question and answer strategy to review the lesson. What do students do? They would have to pay attention and listen to the questions so they could answer them. At this point, if they are talking, make sure they are quiet, and the only thing they are doing is listening to the questions you are going to ask them and provide answers. Explain why electron affinity increases across a period of the periodic table. Now, if you are using the question and answer strategy, we have already looked at that strategy, and so you know what to do. You pose a question, you wait a while, then you call students for them to respond. You call them by name. We have looked at that. So this time round, you are expecting students to provide the answers here, as across a period, proton number increases, but shell number remains the same. This increases the effective nuclear charge and decreases the shielding effect, resulting in smaller size of the atom. High effective nuclear charge and small atomic size result in high electron affinity. So we ask these questions as well. Explain how electron affinity vary down the group of the periodic table. Students provide these answers. And then we have this question also with the corresponding answer here. Don't call only few people to answer. Distribute these questions evenly and call students evenly. Don't only call your best students to answer the questions. Sometimes we are in a hurry to go, so we only consider 2 or 3 students who are good in the class. We call them so we can proceed. Make sure you practice what is right. Alright, so the next is the closure. And in the closure, you may highlight the main points of the lesson, or you are going to summarize the lesson for the students. We have the pre-lesson preparation, the task you are giving to students for the purpose of the next lesson. You ask students, or we are going to ask our students to read on the topic energy and energy changes, which happens to be the next topic for our lesson the next time. We cannot just give them the task without giving them the sources where they can find information. So we provide them with these sources as well. One is a book by Petrucci, and the next is a book by Raymond Chan. These books are very good. They are very good chemistry books. So you should look for them, download them, so that you can use in your lessons. They are very good chemistry books. Alright, let's move on to remarks. The remarks is written only after the lesson has been taught, in which teacher notes the strengths and weaknesses in the presentation and indicates whether they were students or teacher generated. The teacher also states how he will overcome such difficulties in the next lesson. In the preparation of our lesson plan, we can only write this topic remarks, but we cannot put anything down until we have faced the situation, until we have gone to teach, or per the time we have indicated we have gone there and the class didn't come up, then we can write something here. So here it is always empty until after delivery, and you know what goes into it: strength and weaknesses, either from the side of the teacher or from the side of the student. And that will end the lesson. We are closing the session with this beautiful task. We have gone through lesson plan, the stages, the components, everything. So this time round, you are to select a topic, any topic of your choice, and then any topic of your choice, but from the chemistry syllabus, and write a full lesson plan for it. Please try it, considering what we have done so far. Thank you.